episode 11. Woo! Looking so good. Look like an angel who fell from heaven. Actually, I slept so hard last night. Should give him poof mama, okay? Not puff daddy, puff mama, okay? I had sushi. You know, things happen. All right, let's get into it. Oh, baby. Drum roll, please. We had a week. Let's get into it. Hello, world. Come inside the Dear Juju podcast. Okay. Now, I don't know, or if this podcast is just turning into a motherhood diary. I hope not. Okay, I hope like you feel like you're getting other stuff. But the act one is behind the apron. It's where, remember, I told you I want to get close to you. I want to start an intimate relationship. And you know, I feel like I just called you on the phone. Hey, girl, let me tell you about my week. Okay. I want to hear some comments and I want to hear your week too. I want to know how it's going. This week, I can't even believe that I'm telling you guys this. Look at me. I never get embarrassed really about anything, but this is kind of getting me. Now, if you're eating lunch or a little squeamy, you might just want to just hold up. Okay. My husband sits in on all my podcasts because he throws things or he's like, oh no, you missed the funny bit. So he kind of is like a co-writer, I guess. You just remind me of like what I need to say and fix it. Anyways, and I love him. And he's really funny too. So he's sitting in. I want my husband to set the scene and paint the picture. And oh my God, the podcast, are you ready for this man's voice? Okay. He's the DP. And when that's a cinematographer, and another name for it is DP, director of photography. And when I met him, I said, you know what DP stands for, honey? Destroyer of panties. Because once you hear this Aussie voice, y'all. Here we go.
I was in Florida for work, for a commercial. And so I was on Florida time, which is 3 hours before you. So I wake up at 3 a.m. your time.
Right.
And I'm on a text thread with your sister and your mother. And the text said, this is in all caps, I have fucking worms in my asshole. After the bath tonight, I felt this squirming in my ass. And I'm like, my farts feel weird.
Because they weren't farts, bitch.
But I felt more and more squirming. I go bend over in front of the mirror, and sure enough, I see a white worm coming out of my asshole.
Oh my God. And in that moment, how happy were you that I was your wife? Yes, it is true. Our whole family is infected with pinworms. She's back. Okay, what are pinworms? They come from children ages 3 or 5 to 10. It says 5 to 10, so I'm sure it was our son. The eggs, they spread like crazy. If a kid doesn't wash his hands and he wipes himself or they wipe themselves, and the eggs get on their hands and then they put their hands in their mouth, bam, they're infested. I take a bath with my son and with my daughter every single night, separate. Like I take it with my son and then I take it with my daughter, and I love that time together. I cherish it. We play, we like sing songs, we connect really. I haven't let go of taking a bath with my infants, and it's just something that I love doing. Well, can't do that anymore because who knows if they're infected with eggworms. So they were infected, they got me infected, and what's the crazy part about it, which this was the best part, is yes, I felt a worm. I didn't know it was a worm. I thought it was an ant. I thought it was a fart. I was like, something is moving. Maybe ants got in my robe, right? So I bend over once they both go to sleep and look at my butthole, and sure enough, a white worm wiggles out. 1 out of every 3 children in the U.S. gets infected with pinworms at some point. A lot of people that are around kids a lot are like, oh, I had that as a kid. That's very common. You know, all the directors of the schools are like, no worries. They can take the medication and go to school the next day. I'm like, are you guys kidding me? That is just... Yeah, I kept them home for 3 days because I wanted to monitor their hand washing, their wiping. I've bleached everything. I have bathed everything, all the pillows, everything that could be unzipped and put into the washer. I've put it on the sanitized 2-hour with bleach, but also sun kills them. So everything I couldn't throw in the washer, I've pulled out to the front yard. Our front yard looked like a damn estate sale, killing off these eggs. Now, I did some research and it says, oh, you should parasite detox during the full moon. And I said, excuse me? It said, parasites and worms are more active during a full moon, up to 3 times, especially the woman, because the woman has eggs. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I found this out 2 days after when I was doing like deep diving research. I go back and I was like, was that a full moon? It was the pink full moon that I found the worm. Now, here's the best part. I have a new neighbor that just moved in 2 doors down. I've already went and introduced myself when they moved in. So I'm outside because I don't even fold my clean clothes inside. I fold them outside on a blanket so that the sun can hit them so that they're not contaminated before I bring them into the closets. So I'm outside and I'm talking to my sister. And I tell my sister, you know, the whole situation that I just told you. We have pinworms. We took medication right away. We went to the pediatrician. She said, just take the Reese's over-the-counter medication. Did that. And the cars are there, so I can't see who's like coming. I can't like anticipate people. I can't see them walking down the street. Well, I guess my new neighbor was walking her dog. And I say to my sister, I don't know how people don't believe in astrology. I mean, if a pinworm on the full moon can dance out of my asshole, how do they not think that we're affected by Mercury retrograde? And I turn and she's like, and thank God she's an Aussie. Probably has a good sense of humor just built in. And in her spirit, she said, I think I love you even more now. And I said, oh yeah, if you want to know about assholes, you just let me know. What? She was probably thinking, who the fuck did I move next door to? Oh, girl, now you know. Team too much. And I've told all my neighbors that walk by, I don't know what is wrong with me. I have no filter. When something is going on with me, I just want to spread it. Spread it like pinworms. Oh, my God. Disgusting. So that has been my week. It really kind of actually got to my soul. And then here's the thing, because I have an Aussie family, did you know that in the Australian pamphlet, when they go back to school, they give a printout that says, welcome back, time to deworm. I feel like not only was it a blind spot in our parenting that we had no idea of, it's kind of like a taboo subject just here in the US. Like, ew, that's gross. Different countries do that. We don't do that. 1 out of every 3rd child has pinworms or gets pinworms in their lifetime. And then they're so easy to spread. Total blind spot in our parenting. I'm not around kids ever. I'm literally learning as I go what's happening with children, their developmental state. Now, that leads me to, here's the other thing. Here's the worst part about it as I'm bleaching. Oh, that my husband went out of town. Cue. It's like, you know what? I need to change that because it's every time he goes out of town for a week or so, it's like, cue the kids getting sick. Here we go. My daughter had an ear infection, strep throat, and the start of pneumonia. The next few days, I don't know if I mentioned this last week, my son waterfalled, threw up on her for 3 days. Then finally, everyone's feeling good. That's when old wormhole came out my asshole. Now, in this point where you desperately in motherhood need a drink, I go to Google it because I'm like, can I drink? Alcohol makes them party like it's 1999. Alcohol makes them multiply like 5 times more. Okay. So if I had a drink, they would be freaking, they would be acting like it's a freaking disco and mating like crazy. And we ain't trying to do that in these small intestines. Who knew? So my Australian family give a little chocolate and they deworm their kids every 10 weeks. It's just a thing. They all do. Oh yeah. We deworm every 10 weeks. You didn't know? No. Could you not have told me? I had no idea. Now, lice, I knew. Lice, like my nieces and nephews have got, but none of my nieces, if my nieces and nephews didn't have it, I basically don't even know it exists. So lice I knew about. I was privy to that. Oh, that's just a kid thing, but I had no idea about the pinworms. And you can't even have a drink because they be in there bumping and grinding and getting it on. You know what I mean? And oh no, that's not happening. So now sans alcohol with worms. This leads me to a product that I do want to talk about. So if you do have little kids, this sent me down a really big rabbit hole of heavy metals and toxins and detoxing yourself and your kids, and it's safe daily detox. Now, I'm not making money off of this. This is just what I'm finding on my research. There's a girl called _detox mama on Instagram. Her name is Julia. Yep. And then she got a really beautiful long last name that I'm not going to try to pronounce. _detox mama. Somebody, which is crazy because remember my nail lifted? Somebody hit me up and said, you know, your lifted nail is probably a fungus from your GI tract. She told me this 2 days before I found the worm. And I said, no, girl, my GI tract's fine. Thank you very much. I eat, probiotics and I'm good. Well, come to find out she was right. So then I hit her up and I said, girl, I humbly am so apologize. You are right. And she said, follow this lady. I think she's going to give you a lot of good information. She led me to this heavy metal detox because what the parasites do is they sneaky little mugs. Okay. And what they do is they swim around and they attract all these heavy metals, and then they hide basically in an armor of heavy metals in your system so that the immune system cannot repel them. It's basically like an armor. It's basically like hide and seek. Is the heavy metal detox a zeolite? They used to put this zeolite in cookies and give it to kids that were kind of exposed to radiation from war. Isn't this nuts? They used to put it in like, here, have your anti-radiation cookie. Well, this is a more advanced version that you can take on the daily that's safe to give to your kids, your husband, and a lot of people, even though it's technically not a parasite detox, it is because this zeolite, I think I'm pronouncing it wrong, sure, goes through your system and it acts like a magnet and it calls out to all the heavy metals that we're exposed to and it attracts it and then you pass it. Now, what are the parasites in? They are in heavy metal armor. So it attracts them too and then you end up passing them as well because, their armor got the going. And what's crazy is what she talked about. My daughter has dark circles under her eyes. And that I noticed, and it talks about that's a heavy metal toxic situation. So it's very easy, 3 times a day, a couple of spray, a couple of drops, tastes like water. I just started it right before I started this podcast. And after an hour of doing it, I kind of feel great. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen. I'm basically now on a 6-month health journey of deworming. Basically, so I have to take the pinworm medication now and 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks after that, then a month from that, and then a month from that. Then after that, I'm going to do a parasite cleanse protocol, which is 5 days before the full moon and 5 days after the full moon for 3 months. I'm going to be dealing with this till Thanksgiving. But, I feel like it all came for a reason. Obviously, the universe was like, girl, we need to look at your GI tract. Let's get it squeaky clean so you can get lean. I don't know. Supposedly, everyone's talking about gut issues, the real health, the real symptoms of everything is in the gut. Let's get it clean. Now, this is a lifestyle podcast. Okay, a comedy and lifestyle podcast, always comedy first. But this is a really big lifestyle switch. And I think it's just good for everyone to detox from all the things that we got going on in this world right now. And test your water. Get your GI gut going. Get your water going. If you think about it, you're in it every day. I'm washing dishes. I'm washing my hair. I'm washing my kids. I'm drinking it. Brushing my teeth with the fluoride. You know what I mean? This has sent me down a really big hole. But let's not go too far with the microplastics. Let's just do a little detox. Think about it. I'm on it. If you get on it, let me know. I can't believe I just told you guys that I have had butt worms. We're not getting any closer than this. This is it, honey. This is the real deal. But you know what? It needs to be talked about because I wish someone would. And I asked my neighbor who's a director at a daycare. She goes, oh, girl. Once a month we get that email up, pinworms, and I was like, why is your pediatrician? Nobody is preparing us for this, for worms out my asshole. And I bet you that's whet your appetite for a little bit of dining, drinks, and Zakua. Let's get into it. Cooking. Sometimes you get inspiration from just strange places. I tell you what, my next door neighbor, my kids borrowed his skateboard, left it in the driveway. I ran over it. Crack. I'm like, what the hell was that? Oh, it's my neighbor's skateboard. So I told him the news. Hey, I ran over your skateboard. He's like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I said, yes, send me a link of what you want me to replace it or where I buy it at. Like, here's my phone number. Text me. He's like, no, don't worry about it. He's a teenage boy. So I go in the house. About 30 minutes later, I get a knock at my door. I'm like, what the hell? So I go answer. I'm like, hey, what's up? And he's like, Juju? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you have a cooking show, right? I'm like, yeah, I have a cooking show. And he said, instead of replacing my skateboard, I'm obsessed with brownies right now. Is there any way that you can make me homemade brownies? Is that so sweet? And I said, you know what? I think I can do that for you, sweetheart. So I made homemade brownies. And let me tell you, they are so crazy easy. It's just the flour, the cocoa powder, the sugar, oil, egg. Like, it's the craziest. I didn't realize how easy it was to make homemade brownies. And the box is great. Okay? I love a box, honey. Get in my box. But if you don't have a box on hand, which I didn't, I actually did have all the ingredients on hand. And so do you. Cocoa powder, you got it right there. Might as well just make it from Scriggity, you know? Classic brownies. And how much do you love a warm brownie with vanilla ice cream? Oh my, I shouldn't even talk about it because this week I'm trying to clean up my gut and I'm only eating from 2 to 6 and cutting out all sugar. But now all I can think about is a brownie. Cocktails, Averna. Okay, this is my favorite Sicilian Amaro. It's so good. And I just want to, you know, as an Italian woman of Italian descent, oh my God, it smells so good. I just would like to promote a little bit of a digestif. So if you're having a dinner party, after the dinner, serve a digestif. My favorite is Averna. Next time you're at Total Wine & More or Bevmo, you can find these Amaros. They have a whole Amaro section. Serve an Amaro, an after dinner drink. I like it over ice with an orange rind. This one is my favorite. I mean, I'll take any of them, but this one is usually when I'm at an Italian restaurant, I'm like, do you have Averna? And when they do, I'm like, oh, this is a good spot. 58 proof. Okay. So it's got it's a nice digestivo and it's gorgeous. Caramel coloring. What the fuck? Why, guys? Why? Okay. Decor. The newest decor trend, making old new again, matching your paint in your bathroom to the tiles. I never thought I would see the day. Okay. Now, when you go look at old rentals here in Los Angeles, they always pink, green, blue, purple, sometimes even yellow tiles. They have these vintage tiles from the 60s and 70s that are these colors. Well, now it's all about that again. But, of course, giving it an updated look. So do it with a subway tile. So imagine if there were like blue subway tiles and then matching that to the paint. Is that wild? Or people are even doing this with like a salmon. So imagine a salmon tile and then they're matching the paint to the tile in the bathroom. I think it could be cool if it's done right. Then you have to have the right tub, the right accessories. This is the new trend though, old that's coming back, matchy-matchy. Color matching your tiles to your paint in these very bold colors. Are you into it? I still, me personally, love a bathroom that's got a marble sink of any kind of like marble that's actually cut into, or one of those vintage vanities that looks like a dollhouse that's got the sink basin and then it goes down that's white. And then I like a paint or a tile at the bottom and a wallpaper up top, especially in small powder room. I really am looking forward to a master bath that's just like something really clean, that's like really just marble, all marble. I just want all marble everything. Arch windows, double French doors. I just saw, by the way, on Allure's Instagram, I just saw Gwyneth Paltrow's bathroom. And y'all, that's pretty much it. She nailed it. She opens these doors and she's like, this is my little terrace lounge area. And this is where I really like to sit. And I made it off my bathroom because here's my sauna. What a great investment this sauna was. And I'm like, oh, girl, these are dreams. She's like, it's real luxurious. Yeah, because you have European doors to your lounge area off your sauna. Luxury doesn't define it. You know what? I would more appreciate one being like, listen, I'm rich as fuck. She'd be like, dude, I'm so fucking rich. I got a fucking sauna out of my bathroom. Anyone else next to their shitter have double French doors and then a sauna to detox in? It feels very luxurious. Just be like, I'm stupid rich. Look at the fucking money I'm wasting. That's what I would say. And I can't wait to be there. Can't wait to waste money like that. It feels just luxurious. No, luxury is like a $200 face cream that you spend that you couldn't afford. That's luxurious. Having a fucking $20,000 infrared sauna off your double doors bathroom. All right, let's move on to the Q&A with some TNA. Okay, let's solve some problems and change some lives up in here. Dear Juju, I have a question about investing in jewelry. When is it worth buying real diamonds and gold versus costume jewelry? Where should I spend? Now, here's the thing. Just like everything, back in the 50s, the Bears started this campaign saying diamonds are rare, just as rare as she is. Get her a diamond, right? Because obviously they sell in diamonds. So they want to say it's rare and that it's expensive. Guess what? They're actually not. They're actually in a lot of supply and they're not that rare and they're not that expensive. So I do like investing in real jewelry if A, you can get it at wholesale prices. So go to your downtown or your jewelry district. Almost every big city has one. We definitely have one in downtown LA called a wholesale district. And you can go there and for a couple of $100, you can get you some real gold and some real diamonds. That or antiques. I love, my favorite one, let me tell you, I have to share with her. She is a little bit pricier because this stuff is rare. Her Instagram handle is Recreo Reinspired. Okay, I'll tag it below. She has got some gorgeous vintage pieces. So I love a vintage, the way the setting is, obviously, hello. You can feel the character and the story in that. So I started buying my first diamonds at around age 30. First of all, you don't want to lose them. In your 20s, I don't know about you. I mean, I still lose stuff, but I lost a grip of stuff. And I started buying my first real pieces of jewelry when I had a really good set career. I had a lot of savings in the bank. And then I was like, you know what? It's time. I buy me a little something. I had gotten out of a relationship with my fiance that he cheated on me, and I had built myself back up. And it was time to invest in me and kind of give me a little token of something to say, you know what, you're killing it, girl. I'm a ring girl. I actually am not as much a necklace girl as I am a ring girl. I'm a ring and earring girl. So you have to know what girl you are and then invest in that. And costume jewelry is definitely more for making a statement. So obviously these aren't real. And nobody think that these are diamonds. Okay, honey, they're diamantes. They're making a statement and they're fun. But it's just like, it's easy to take off. You know what I mean? And if I lose one, it's no big deal. These are from H&M. But it's a way to not break the bank, look fabulous. You know, one thing I love, a lot of people are like, how do you look so glamorous? It's real easy, honey. Throw your hair up and put on a big costume statement earring. If you want high glamour, big earrings are the way. Then you can have like dainty little necklaces and dainty little rings. But costume is for making statements. Jewelry is for feeling your worth, the real stuff. Dear Juju, spring is here. I'm looking to see what I should plant or use as a flower arrangement for the perfect spring flower. What is your favorite spring flower? A few years ago, we planted a bougainvillea that I'm obsessed with. But what we planted next to it is jasmine, star jasmine. It's crawling up, and in the springtime, it just smells amazing. That we have an orange tree and we have a lemon tree in the back. And that blossom that comes with those trees, I love March and April because when I pull up in the driveway, I get the star jasmine, I get the blossom from the orange tree, I get the blossom from the lemon tree. And it is divine. So that's what I like to plant because it's also low maintenance. I got 2 little kids. I'll get more into gardening as I get more free time. But for now, it's just like a one and done watering situation. And we're in a home that's a rental. So it's like, I'm not going to sit there and plant all these flowers that I'm not going to be able to bear the fruits of the labor. Now, in a bouquet, ranunculus. I love these things. They are gorgeous like a rose, a little more like chic and a little more modern. They don't have a smell, but the colors that they come in are absolutely every single color under the rainbow. They are cool. They're bright. They're fabulous. So if you see ranunculus usually at Trader Joe's, there's always some, pick those up. Ranunculus and star jasmine really are my go-to for spring. I love a wisteria. The wisteria is in bloom everywhere, especially when we go to Pasadena. We take our kids to this park and it's all down this walkway. But what a pain in the ass it is for the other 8 months out of the year. It looks beautiful for 4 months and then just looks like sticks out of a bad Disney film for the rest of the 8 months. And I'm like, is it really worth it just for those 4 months? I'm more of a yearly situation, and if not, then give me a good green. I don't want it to be so beautiful and magical for 4 months and then look like a scary forest for the rest of it. I'm not into that. Dear Juju, Mother's Day is coming up and I want to know, what is your idea of a perfect Mother's Day? Mother's Day. Mother's Day. It is my day. And I think Mother's Day is best served Mother's Day off. You know what? I'm starting a PSA. Mother's Day is now Mother's Day off if you have little kids. Okay? That's what I think. I think it should be split, really. Okay, let's wake up and let's have all those awful crayon cards that your kids made you. Thank you so much. I love you, because it's important for them to show their appreciation and instill that. And then after the 2-hour brunch, I'm out of here. Okay, I'm at the spa. I'm getting a massage. I'm woosawing. You know what? And guess what? I'm going to be a better mom when I come back because I had a break from all y'all. Now, I think I told you this last week. My mom's coming into town for Mother's Day, and my sister and my niece. We're going to have the best weekend of our lives. I'm going to show them a good time all around LA. We're staying at a hotel. The hubby and the kids are going to come swimming in the morning. We're going to have champagne. We're going to order food up to the rooftop of the hotel. We're going to have a great Mother's Day situation, swimming and spending it at a hotel. But yeah, on a yearly where people aren't coming in town, little bit of time with the kids. Oh, thanks. I love you. And then it's Mother's Day off. So that's the podcast. Let's detox that gut from heavy metals, shall we? Okay. And if you have little kids, it might be worth buying them the chocolates that I found on Amazon to deworm, like my Australian family. Who can you gift brownies to this week? I mean, you want to brighten up someone's day? Make some brownies with some, you got that cocoa powder in the pantry anyways. Just dump it all in, put it in the oven for 45 minutes and give it to someone to make someone's week. Doesn't that sound good? Buy some ranunculus. Have an Averna. Don't forget about that. Let me know what you think about this matchy tile to paint situation in the bathroom. Old and dead, or old and let's make it new again? Don't forget that you're a star. Act like it. Think about it, step into it, even if you just need to feel it. You know what? Even if you're just in the shower, say, bitch, you got it going on while you're doing shampoo. Be like, I love you. Thank you, body. Thank you, you. Thank you to this life. Even if I got worms coming out of my ass, I would rather have worms coming out of my ass than them eating me 6 feet under. So you know what? Every day above ground's a good day. You're a star. Don't forget it and act like it. And I love you. Mwah! And I'm out.